Good evening, boys and girls. This is the Porcelain Predator. Now, it is in fact 9:30, and I'm a little ashamed because I'm exhausted, not wearing any makeup. At least I have a mask on this time. Yeah. You have caught me on possibly the first free evening that I've had in quite a while. I am going to be doing this in one take. I'm eating dinner right now, and by dinner I mean a ginger ale and spinach salad, actually, with oil and vinegar. It's not bad. I'm kind of a little too tired to want to make anything, and this is like, I'm going to be going to bed after I finish eating because I am kind of sick right now. I'm going to do this in one take, and I'm going to be eating dinner while I'm doing it because, you know what? Multitasking. I'll be talking with my mouth full. Anyway, so I am not going to bore you with all the stuff that's been going on in my life right now. Think of this as not so much of an apology, because honestly, the things I've been having to take care of are of the future deciding sort. So, although I feel bad that I have not been here the way that I want to, I don't feel sorry for it either. So I guess, would this be like an olive branch of sorts? I'm not going to do a serious video, and one of these days I will get around to a serious video, I promise. But as of now, I have no interest in starting a serious discussion on something that I have not prepared for. So instead, I'm going to steal a little bit of an idea from the Phantom Lion, because I watched his video today and I thought, oh, that works. A couple of weekends ago, I was auditioning out of town, and after the auditions were over, I had a wonderful afternoon with an old friend of mine, and we saw Sucker Punch. So I figured, if the Phantom Lion's not going to do a Sucker Punch review, I'm going to waste just a little bit of y'all's time to do a review. There's one thing that I have to say about Sucker Punch. Steampunk clockwork zombies. I don't think anything else has to be said. I mean, I will say other things, but in reality, steampunk clockwork zombies. I'm a nerd, in case you have not noticed yet. I was sitting in the theater, and I saw that, and I turned to my friend, and all I said was, steampunk clockwork zombies. Now, there's a lot that is wrong with this movie. A lot that is wrong. I mean, the plot meanders. It goes for this style of, we're going to give you a fantasy that is also coinciding with the real world, but it doesn't give you very many allusions to the real world. And towards the end of the movie, they flat out, and I should probably say a spoiler, disclaimer sort of thing. This is disclaimer. I am about to spoil something in the movie if you have not seen it. And if you do not want to hear me say this, stop watching right now. towards the end of the movie, they flat out tell you, hey, you know this person that we've been following this entire movie? They're not our main character. We are switching the focus to this person. Now, I'll admit, she's been very important throughout the whole movie, but it's just this impulse of telling the audience that we are no longer focusing, like, this is no longer our story's main character. It's not something of where the focus of the movie shifts. It's, like I said, it's not where the focus of the movie shifts and you realize, oh, we have a new main character, or the realization of, hey, so this wasn't our main character all along. No. They tell you. I mean, literally. And this is so demeaning to an audience. I mean, what do they think? We're idiots? And, okay, you know, a lot of people are idiots, but overall, you shouldn't have to hold your audience's hand through a movie. If you have, it's like, you know, they always say, if you have to explain a joke, it's not funny. That's kind of where we are with this. You know, they didn't have to tell us. They didn't have to demean the audience and tell you that they're switching focuses. Especially when the movie still revolves an awful lot around the person that was the main character. It's just, I don't know. I kind of lost the movie at that point, or the movie lost me at that point. I was not happy with that. That said, there was so much awesome in this movie. And I know this is not a very eloquent way of saying that, but you know, this was not an eloquent movie. It was an awesome movie. It felt like a sucker punch. I mean, literally every cool thing you could imagine throwing into a movie. It felt it was arbitrary. It was like, we're just going to throw everything awesome that we've ever wanted to see in a movie in this movie. And no, that doesn't make for, I guess, in a critical sense, a great movie, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, there were orcs. There was an orc horde. I mean, that's not as cool as steampunk clockwork zombies, but there was still an orc horde. I mean, if you take away from the fact that, yes, an orc horde is not as cool as steampunk clockwork zombies. It's never going to be as cool. But the fact that in the same movie, there was an orc horde and steampunk clockwork zombies. I'm going to be honest, I enjoy saying steampunk clockwork zombies. I may say it several more times throughout this. But you have that. And then you have robots. And a dragon. And burlesque. And the whole, it's not a musical per se, but it's a very musically driven movie. Like, there was reviews or previews online and stuff that insinuated that it was a musical, and I can't call it a musical. But, as I said, it was musically driven. And it had some of my favorite songs in it, which, you know, the second they start playing, you just love the movie that much more, because it's like, oh, I love that song. And it's with an awesome scene. The scene doesn't make sense. The scene is probably not necessary, but it's so damn cool that I don't care. The friend that I was with noted that there was an awful lot of eye candy in said movie. And yes, I mean, you know, the plot does not... The plot is both about and not about a bunch of showgirls who are also living in a brothel sort of thing. It's about that and it's not about that, but there's a lot of scenes where they're on stage dancing or they're practicing dancing, and yes, they are in old-fashioned, like, burlesque outfits, and they're all gorgeous, and they're all, like, the outfits are so cool. I mean, whether it's the scenes where they're, like, fighting and stuff, and they're in these, like, World War II, but not World War II outfits that are, like, made very fashionable, yet somehow they're supposed to fight in them, that's okay. You know, actually, there's a moment in the movie, like, when it switched into its first fighting scene, and suddenly you see the main character in kind of, like, a sailor outfit fighting giant samurais, and it was like, so this movie just suddenly turned into an anime. But that's okay too, you know? It was just like the I didn't feel like what some people would probably consider gratuitous sexy outfits and sex appeal in the movie to in any way take away from the enjoyment of the film, even for, like, the female audiences. It wasn't done in a way where you felt like, oh my god, why is she wearing that? Except for, you know, the first time you see the sailor outfit, which I actually thought was kind of funny. But overall, it's not, it's done in a way that makes sense with the style of the film and makes sense with what they're trying, the story of the film, the message of the film. Like, it works. It doesn't seem unneeded. So, basically, what this review boils down to for me is that visually, stylistically, this Sucker Punch was a lot of fun. Like, it was just a very, very enjoyable movie. I mean, it looked cool, it sounded cool, it had everything you could ever possibly want in a movie. On the other hand, I don't think it was executed well. I can forgive all of that because I had so much fun watching it, but I feel like it had to explain the joke, or it had to explain itself, and it was not, as I said, executed in a way that was clear and really seemed to focus towards the end goal, because you didn't even really know what the end goal of the movie was until it got there and you were like, wait, what? Generally speaking, you know, when you watch a movie, it kind of gives you a promise at the beginning of the movie, and the whole movie is seeing whether or not they fulfill that promise. And they kind of kept changing promises on you. Like, I didn't know where the movie was going at any time, and not in a, like, fast-paced, awesome sort of way, but in a what now sort of way. And again, that feeling was overpowered by the general awesomeness of the things that I was seeing. But, you know, when you go back and you rewatch it and you think about it, the plot holes start showing up. But when it's all said and done, I really think Sucker Punch is a worthwhile movie. Like, it was worth every penny. I had fun, and I will probably watch it again. That's all I have to say for now, and I'm not gone. Bye.